For the first time in years, a U.S. president arriving in Ottawa. Joe Biden was first greeted by dignitaries and the Governor General. Then headed off to Rideau Cottage to meet with Justin Trudeau. A friendly visit, but even friends have challenges to work out. And before Biden even arrived in the capital, Radio Canada learned the two countries already struck a deal.
I hope it's a positive sign of what's to come.
Asylum seekers are at the center of the new arrangement. Sources say it's a change to the Safe Third Country Agreement. Law enforcement on both sides of the border will be able to turn back migrants if they cross illegally.
We don't know what is being proposed exactly. There's some signals that there's a solution. If the solution solves a problem, it's something we're open to.
The problem most acute in Quebec at Roxham Road, where there's been a surge in asylum seekers entering from New York. Sources say irregular crossings like this will now be shut down, though some worry what that could mean.
I think it's very likely that those who are already traveling, if Roxham Road is no longer available, will either hire smugglers or make the decision to try to cross the border at other points of entry that are less accessible and more dangerous.
Sources say as part of the deal, Canada has agreed to accept 15,000 migrants from the Western Hemisphere. The U.S., meanwhile, is pressing Canada to help stem the flow of asylum seekers from Haiti by leading a mission there to combat spiraling gang violence. Trudeau so far resisting.
Haiti is a quagmire, and even if we were to send all of our Canadian armed forces there, I'm not sure that we would be able to stabilize a country which is essentially a failed state.
Biden and Trudeau have much more to discuss, including China. The Liberal government getting pummeled over allegations of Chinese government meddling in Canadian elections. And after a Chinese spy balloon flew over the U.S. and Canada, the Americans are looking for Canada to spend more on defense and move faster to update NORAD.
So, Ashley, this is day one. That's a lot for day one, but what's on the agenda for Friday?
Well, Adrienne, there's a lot to talk about and there's not a lot of time. Trudeau is sitting down with Biden for a one-on-one meeting tomorrow, and we'll have a quick chat with the leader of the official opposition, Pierre Poilievre. The president will also deliver an address to Parliament and attend a dinner with hundreds of dignitaries before Biden and his wife get back on Air Force One and fly home.
All right, Ashley Burke, thank you. Chief Political Correspondent Rosemary Barton is here with us now. Excellent weather. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a beautiful
for
city.
this, allegedly.
Yeah.
Yes. So this is a very busy visit.
Yeah.
Can you put some perspective on it, though, in terms of how significant it is?
Yeah, I mean, it's hugely significant when a president comes. That hasn't happened for an awfully long time. It's been an even longer time since a president stayed over for 24 hours. And when you talk to officials, they will say to you, listen, it's even beyond that because we've spent days and days now talking to people inside the White House. The Roxham Road deal that Ashley told you about there is very significant. It's also really something that Canadians did not think that they were going to manage to get. But there was some pressure domestically inside the United States. And then I think there's a broader conversation happening between the two countries around irregular migration on the continent. So this will be viewed as a political win for Justin Trudeau from the president because the Conservatives had been pushing for this, and so had the Quebec Premier, don't forget that.
But when you get something, you have to give something. So if this is a win for Canada, arguably, how does that affect the other issues at stake?
Yeah, I think that's what we will have to wait and see tomorrow to see whether there's been a quid pro quo. We're going to talk about it on At Issue as well, obviously. Whether there is now more pressure on Canada to do something in Haiti, whether there is more pressure on Canada when it comes to defense spending. That is a big issue for the United States. They are happy with how much Canada is spending in Ukraine. Where they would like to see some progress is around the speed at which Canada is devoting money to the modernization of NORAD. That's really important to them, too. So those are some issues I think we'll see what actually happens tomorrow. But there is another issue, of course, that's preoccupying Ottawa right now, and that is election interference by China. That is also of concern to the Americans. I think you can expect questions to both leaders on that tomorrow, Adrienne.
All right, Rosie, thank you.
Thanks
Nice
for
to see you.
coming.